28, 10, and 11 against the Knicks for LeBron last night. I mean, listen, we have a lot of GOAT conversation. Let's keep the GOAT talk going and pivot from Brady to LeBron James. First triple-double of his 20th season, making LeBron the first player ever with a triple-double in his 20th season, averaging over 30 a game. Of course, last night, and scoring ain't the best thing he does. We know that. That's past. Last night he moves into 4th place all-time on the assist list, passing Nash and Mark Jackson, now trailing only Stockton, Kidd, and CP3. He's the only non-point guard in the top 20. And of course, he trails Kareem Abdul-Jabbar by 89 points for the all-time scoring record. Marcus Thompson from The Athletic is here. No last name, Nat is here. Marcus, I don't know if we've ever actually had this conversation, man, because it's like I'm one of those people that like Michael Jordan's the GOAT, full stop. I don't know if there was anything LeBron could ever do to make me change my mind. And I'm not saying I'm changing my mind because him climbing these leaderboards was inevitable. We knew he was going to pass Kareem someday if he kept up his play. We knew this moment was coming. We knew he'd keep climbing up the assist ladder. But watching it happen, though, I wonder. I've never had this conversation with you. I don't know where you stand on the GOAT conversation. Is it Jordan and is it LeBron? And if it's Jordan, is what LeBron is doing making you reconsider it?
It's Jordan. What LeBron is doing is not making me reconsider because LeBron is not doing this while I was 14 years old. And that's what matters. This is all about.
Perfect.
This is all about like when I was impressionable, when I was at home watching, like where to come fly with me VHS is for LeBron. That's not my experience, right? I didn't have that. I didn't get robbed for LeBron's at the Coliseum BART station in East Oakland. I got robbed for Jordan's, right?
Say that. So, speak on it. Speak on it.
To me, this is a conversation about adolescence and about like, who grabs you when you were most impressionable. So I understand why people who are 15 right now, I understand. Like, I thought my parents were crazy. My daddy was crazy talking about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Man, shut up. That's what I was thinking. Are you watching Jordan? But they felt the same way about the dude who was good when they were 13. So to me, there's nothing LeBron could do. I'm old, and he just caught me at a bad time in my life.
That's so well put. That's why you're the best in the game. Because the irony, I guess, and it's fitting, I don't know if it's irony, it's fitting that he's going to pass Kareem, who, even though there are so many people who say Kareem gets left out the GOAT conversation, so therefore he's not getting left out of the GOAT conversation, Kareem still has a rightful argument to be the greatest basketball player of all time. But Nat, as much as we talk, and we talk all the time, I don't know where you stand. Now, for all I know, you may say it's Steph Curry.
You do.
But I don't know where you stand on the greatest player of all time. Because she's so young. Nat's so young. Like, she wasn't even old enough to watch Michael Jordan. She ain't never heard of Magic Johnson.
She was born in 2015. I think she was born like
you understand what I'm saying?
MVP, yeah.
So I don't know where she stands on this. And Nat, it's not that LeBron is a better player now than he ever was. It stands to reason. Like, well, why would LeBron be considered the GOAT now versus the rest of his career? Because it's like, he was always great. He's just now putting the crown jewel in the king's crown. So where do you stand? Is it Jordan for you? Is it Curry? I don't know, or somebody else, or Magic, or Kareem? And is what LeBron is doing right now in his 20th season, is it making you rethink your greatest of all time ranking?
No, not even a little bit. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And I want to be clear that I actually wasn't a Michael Jordan fan growing up. I didn't like him because Magic Johnson was my favorite player when I was younger. And when they beat the Lakers, from that point on, I hated Michael Jordan and the Bulls. So just like I'm not a huge LeBron fan, I also wasn't a Jordan fan because I know everyone would be like, oh, you're a LeBron hater. But Michael Jordan is the GOAT. There was a time that I came around to accepting that. And there's nothing he can do. I mean, I think LeBron's GOAT case is flawed anyway. For me, it's Jordan or LeBron. Like, I never liked that he was automatically elevated to top 2 and that the conversation is always framed around those 2. The argument for him is largely, and he's a great player. He's an incredible player. He's an all-time great. So I'm not disputing that. But a lot of it is about these counting stats that he's built up over a long, long, long period of time.
Longevity.
Yes, it's based on longevity. And I don't see why it's greater to take longer to do something. I don't see how that's greater than doing it in a shorter period of time and amassing it. So It's
kind of like
great.
a life lesson.
Yes,
Why
I mean,
is
it's
it great
great that he's achieved. Yeah, it's great that he's achieved all these things. It's incredible, and that he's still playing at such a high level. And so I think that's something we can applaud. But like, why does it matter if his team has no chance of even competing for a championship? That's not relevant to me. That's just great. But yeah, no, you're not going to be the GOAT for that.
No, that's
hey, Mike, I'm gonna try to use that on my wife. I'm gonna be like, man, I gave you 10 good years. Why I gotta do 20? I showed you the peak of my game the first 10. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, Natalie.
Right. I tried to settle this with a while back. I don't know if I told y'all this. I told to Michael. It's Prince and Stevie Wonder for me. Like, if you do think LeBron is the greatest, I'm not gonna fight you over that. You know what I'm saying? But I'll just disagree. Speaking of a rare air, I'd love to get y'all take on Nikola Jokic, averaging a triple-double, 26, 18, and 15 last night. Now, this might sound crazy after Joel Embiid just gave him the business. But Marcus, are the voters going to give him a third straight MVP, which is like Larry Bird, Bill Russell territory? Is that what we're looking at with Jokic? Or is the fatigue going to be real and Embiid's going to finally get his this year? Or is it somebody else?
The fact that I don't know the answer to that is wild to me, because when it was Giannis, he had no shot on the third. It was like, yeah, nah, we're not voting for you, man. Like, you need to show me something in the playoffs. But Jokic, he just has this dude has a spell on people. Like, the way he plays, who he is, how he plays.
Nat rolled their eyes.
The efficiency, like he does. People just love, like, him and his story. I think he could win. I think at some point, like, people like Natalie will force other people to rethink, right, and say, hold on, are you just giving it to him? But I think generally MVP is settled way too early, and people have already made up their mind. So, yeah, I do think it's possible. I don't think that means he will win. I do think how the season finishes, people will have to find a reason not to give it to him, and Jason Tatum might give it to him, might give him a reason not to vote for Jokic. But it's just weird to me that a guy who can't get to the Western Conference Finals is just anointed. I just never seen that before. It was just like, yo, man.
In the bubble. He did.
Well,
he did.
There's sarcasm there. They say that eye roll, but I mean, but now, Natalie, he got the thing that he never had, which is he got the top team in the West. So it's even more of an argument on his behalf now, Natalie. There's the eye roll again. You're not feeling this guy.
No, because so now he won MVP because he did the most with least. And now he has a team and they're in the number one position, and now they want to give him MVP again. It's bizarre. And I agree that with Giannis, you knew it was real. He wasn't getting a third. You always know the voter fatigue, but there's a really strong push to give it to him. And I personally, and people think that I don't like Jokic, which is crazy because I converted so many people into Jokic fans. But I think it's insanity to give someone a third MVP who has yet to even appear in the NBA Finals, much more win one. It is very rarefied company. And all those guys have rings. They have a chip. You know, it doesn't sit well with me. And I do think that there are other candidates who meet the criteria that we've always traditionally used, who are just not really being given the right consideration. Jason Tatum, Embiid, and like, it's just like this push to give it to Jokic, or a desire to give it to Luka, but he just doesn't have the record.
Well, they're plus 20 points per 100 possessions when he's on the floor and -8 when he's off. So analytics loves him. I know you hate that. Listen,
analytics
we are better.
Steph too, but they don't give him the award for it. Am I
there
lying,
we go.
Marcus?
There's a Steph reference.
No, but am I lying, Marcus?
We are better when y'all are on the show.
Yeah. The very reasons you might give Jokic the award, then you could definitely make the case for Steph. So Steph should have about 4 MVPs, if that was the thing. But when he had a squad, it was like he's got too many players.
Y'all are the real MVPs. Y'all the real MVPs. Do people say that anymore, or is that played out? You can't use that no more, Natalie?
It's done.
Y'all the real MVP?
It's over.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.